What happens if you start this tomorrow? It sounds simple, almost too simple. But that's exactly why it works. Tomorrow is where most people hide their dreams, not because they're lazy, but because tomorrow feels safe. It gives you time to prepare, to think, to wait for the perfect moment. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. The difference between people who change their lives and those who stay stuck isn't talent, luck, or even intelligence. It's action. Small, uncomfortable, consistent action. So what actually happens if you start tomorrow? Not just plan, not just think, but truly start? At first, nothing dramatic happens. There's no instant success, no overnight transformation. You wake up maybe a little earlier than usual. You choose discipline over comfort just once. Maybe you go for a walk, start that project, read a few pages, or finally take that first step you've been avoiding. It feels small, almost insignificant. But that's where most people quit, because they expect big results from small beginnings. What they don't realize is that every major transformation starts invisibly. Then something subtle begins to shift. You start proving something to yourself, not to the world, not to social media, but to you. You begin to trust yourself a little more. That voice in your head that once said, "I'll do it later," slowly gets replaced with, "I did it today." And that shift? That's powerful. Because confidence isn't built by motivation. It's built by evidence. Evidence that you can show up even when you don't feel like it. As days go by, those small actions compound. One day turns into three. Three turns into a week. And suddenly, what once felt hard starts to feel normal. Your habits begin to shape your identity. You're no longer someone who wants to change. You're someone who is changing. And that's when results start to appear. Not instantly, but inevitably. Progress becomes visible. Energy improves. Focus sharpens. Opportunities start to show up, not by luck, but because you're finally moving. But here's the part no one talks about. Starting tomorrow isn't just about doing something right. It's about facing resistance. You'll feel doubt. You'll feel tired. Some days you'll want to quit, and that's okay. Because the goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. The real transformation happens in those moments when you don't feel like continuing, but you do anyway. So what happens if you start tomorrow? You don't become successful overnight. You don't magically achieve everything. But you begin something far more important. You break the cycle of delay. You take control. You prove to yourself that change is possible, not someday, but now. And that one decision, that one simple act of starting, can quietly reshape your entire life. Because in the end, it's never about tomorrow. It's about what you choose to do when tomorrow finally becomes today.